Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. This is Baku part 2 where I'll show you all about the 3P events. Baku was really windy this time, as you will definitely see in some of these clips. I've been to Baku I think 5 or 6 times, and I have to say I think this was definitely the windiest I'd ever seen it. The first day for the elimination of the first match was definitely the windiest I've ever seen it. I think I shot 583 and ended up 6th on my relay, which you would think is quite a low score, but all the scores were super low that day just because it was so windy. The next day when we came back for the qualification, I was at the other end of the range and there was just no wind to speak of, and so the scores were much higher, and I think I shot 590, maybe 591. The final that day, not the best for me. I ended up 4th again. Just not the best kneeling. I've been really struggling with my kneeling, I think, just this trip, and just struggling to kind of find my position, but that's something we can work on at home later. Happy with the prone and with the standing for the most part. None of it was particularly great, but none of it was like super terrible either. The next competition, the second competition, lots of people were wondering why we had 2 3P events. It's because in Granada, the World Cup in Granada in February, they decided that shooting outdoors in Spain in February was probably going to be too cold. Why they put a World Cup there in the first place, given that it was February and they knew it was going to be too cold, I don't know. But they took out the 25 and the 50 metre, aka the outdoor events of that World Cup, and left it as an air-only World Cup. And the 25 and 50 metre events that were then missing from that World Cup had to be put somewhere because the ranking points had to add up for each of the different disciplines. So they tacked on those events to the end of this Baku World Cup, and that's how we ended up with 2 3P matches and 2 25 metre matches for everybody. So yeah, my second event was okay. The wind was less bad than the first elimination day, but worse than the sort of no wind day. It was definitely tricky. I had the first day where the wind was going sort of, I can't remember which way around it was, but I think the first day in the elimination the wind was going one direction, and then it was kind of manageable up until the standing, and then halfway through the standing the front flags and the rear flags started going in opposite directions, and then they would just switch. So I got a little confused as to what to do with the wind there. And then the next day, the wind that I'd sighted on the day before had been fine for the sighters, and then as soon as I pressed match had started going the other way. And then yeah, for the next day I sighted on the wind going in the opposite direction, and as soon as I pressed the match button it went in the prevailing from the day before. So it was like complete opposites on the 2 days, which was really frustrating, but it happens and you just have to learn to deal with whatever the wind throws at you and not get too flustered and panicked about it. You can't really like master a range, I guess, because it's going to be different every day, and that's just one of the perks of shooting, I suppose. So yeah, as you can see, like it was very windy. This is just the training day that you're seeing, and that was windy. It was much worse the next day for the elimination match. Probably about the same, I think, for the second matches, for the sort of the second elimination and qualification. I think it was probably about the same from what you can see just now. The second final went much better. It's still not my best. I still struggled a bit with the kneeling, but obviously much better. And in the end I won, which was great. I think the kneeling was just like a little bit better. The prone was a bit better as well. And then I think the standing was quite a lot better, if I remember correctly. But you'll see some of the stuff from the finals later on. I have to say thank you to the ISSF again for letting me pinch some of their footage. It's pretty difficult to vlog. Impossible to vlog while you're shooting a final. Obviously it's the rights of the TV people. They have all the rights to filming everything, so I can't just like stick a camera somewhere and film myself. And obviously my dad's there as my coach, and he's not allowed to film anything either, so actually getting footage is like impossible. So thank you very much to ISSF for letting me pinch their footage. And yeah, if you want to see like the whole finals, I always put the link in the description below, so like if you want to go and find the ISSF, if you want to go and find the finals and watch the whole thing, then that's obviously there as an option. I forgot to say, the elimination day, that first day, was very cold. I made a very bad error and just forgot to pack for the cold. Baku's normally really hot, so I just didn't pack anything cold weather gear, which was a mistake on my part. Always take a hat. The next few days after that were much easier and much better, and actually I think by the end of it we were quite warm, so I have to say thank you to Ziva as well for lending me her hat. I don't think I'd have got through that first elimination match without it, so thank you, Ziva. I really like shooting on the Baku range. I know it's very windy, but I quite enjoy it. I don't think it's totally unreadable. Sometimes it's very annoying in that it doesn't really let up. That first day we ended up just kind of having to wait until you weren't getting buffeted by the wind and then pull the trigger. It was really just about waiting until you were standing still and then shooting. Whereas, obviously you want to be able to take your time and take aim and things like that. But I really like shooting in Baku. I think it's a really lovely range. I think like all range, it has its quirks, but in general I think it's a great range to shoot on. I really enjoy shooting there, and it seems to suit me quite well.
Here for Great Britain, this is Shona McIntosh. He made the 10-metre final and is now in this first 3P final. Gold medalist in Cairo earlier this year. Also burst onto the international scene with that gold medal in Changwon at the World Championships in the 50-metre prone in 2018. And there is Donald McIntosh, her father and coach, and a very prolific shooter in his own right. Big smile and wave to the crowd. McIntosh, world number 1 in 3P. That terrific performance in Cairo earlier this year at the World Cup to take the gold. It was a real medal hope for the Tokyo Olympic Games. It didn't quite work out for Shona back in 2021. Nice to see a bit of Scottish tartan on Shona's visor. And her earplugs as well, just a reminder of where she comes from. At the top. That gap now has been increased to 3.2. So that was after 25. Nina Kristen, the Olympic champion, still in third. And Kristen moves up to second place once again, but that gap of 1.7 has now increased to 3.2. Annie Janssen is absolutely out on her own. These series scores. McIntosh. So still. So much more experience since the last Olympics. So we're underway with the standing position. Shona McIntosh currently in fourth. Gap to make up on Shona McIntosh. Don't think it's going to happen. It's a 9.3. McIntosh, meanwhile, with a really solid 10.4. So McIntosh of Great Britain, 1.6 behind Han of People's Republic of China. A gap there of 1.1 between third and second. And Nina Christen is still chasing Annie Janssen of Germany. The fate of Shona McIntosh of Great Britain, who painfully leaves just outside the medals. So for the 28-year-old today, it's no medal. Takes a wave to the crowd and smiles nonetheless. Such a positive person is Shona. And no medal today. She'll go alongside her father, Donald McIntosh, and I'm sure they'll review this and come back again on Saturday for another go if Shona is to make the final. And here's Shona McIntosh, who's already been in 2 finals this week, finished 4th in both. You can just see her coach and father, Donald McIntosh, in the background, just clearly waving at somebody he knows. And there's that gold medal for Shona at the Cairo World Cup. Will be a medal today for McIntosh. It's her 3rd final appearance of the week. There's Donald, her father. In the week, and they're working on a few things, so let's just see whether or not those few things convert to medals today, because it's been 2 4th places for Shona so far this week, once in the 3P and the other in the 10 metres. That last shot was a 10. Shona McIntosh, though, has crept up to 2nd place, now only 0.6 behind. Here's Shona McIntosh, who's been little bit up and down. Her last series was 51.2, but her second in the kneeling was 52.3, and that's really what's helped elevate her up. Couple of 10.8s going in there. Annie Janssen with one, Shona McIntosh with a 10.8 now with a 10.5. Completed the second series of 5 in the prone position. That takes us to 25 shots, and the gap was 0.6. There's now been a change. It's now 0.5. And Shona McIntosh just drops to third position, but only ever so slightly. The difference is 0.1 between McIntosh and Iyun So. Bigger rifle than those that are used in the 10 metre and heavier too. McIntosh in second, 0.8 behind. Iyun So drops down to third. Only difference of 0.3 though. Once again, Annie Janssen has a 0.3 difference as well. She was gold medalist in the 3P earlier this week. So some high series scores. McIntosh with a 52.5. Grunso also with a 52.5, despite being in 6th place. Series Shona McIntosh currently in 2nd position. She's had 2 4th places this week, one in the 10 metre air rifle, the other in the women's 3 positions, and now has another chance vying for a medal. And is also a medal hope for Great Britain in this upcoming Paris Olympics. There was quite a bit of pressure on her actually in the Tokyo Olympics. Shona follows that with a 10.4. So again, real decent shot in the standing position. And Mackin just shows the differentials in the standing position. But that's it, first series complete. 35 shots into this 3 positions final, and this is where it gets very interesting indeed. So McIntosh of Great Britain was in 2nd place and now leapfrogs up to the top. There's a gap of 1.2 between McIntosh and Xia Suyo of People's Republic of China. So speaking to Donald McIntosh earlier on in the week, and he said himself and Shona were working on some things. Whatever they've been working on has been working. McIntosh of Great Britain still leads. There was a 1.2 gap at the top. There's a change there. It's now only 0.1. It's as close as it could be. Meanwhile, Iyun So of Republic of Korea in 3rd place, 1.4 behind. Annie Janssen of Germany, 1.5 behind, and a 3.6 gap between Jolene Beer and Janssen. So Jenny Stainer and Jolene Beer have some work to do if they're to even consider staying in this 3 positions final. 0.1 gap at the top between Sha-Sil and McIntosh. It just switches round for the moment. The 0.1 gap is still there, but Sha-Sil 4:25.0. Jolene Beer is some way behind, so it's looking highly likely that she's going to leave this final in 5th, because there's a gap of 4.3, and even in the standing position it's going to take a pretty disastrous shot from Anna Janssen to change that gap over. Great Britain are guaranteed their 2nd medal of this World Cup. There was a bronze in men's skeet, and now who knows? Is it going to be gold for Shona McIntosh? So McIntosh has managed to increase that gap. At one point it was 0.1, now it's 1.0. And defined and final. Shona McIntosh is just about to break into a smile, you can tell. And here it comes, it's getting bigger and bigger, and there's the wave, the cameras flash. And Shona McIntosh is a gold medalist. She's total was 466.3. And Anna Janssen alongside her, a gold medalist from a few days ago, with the bronze today.
Germany goes to Anna Janssen.
Anna Janssen of Germany, the bronze medalist. 2 medals in 1 week for the German.
Shona, fresh off the back of winning gold here in Baku. I say fresh. How are you feeling right now?
I'm very tired. It's been a long week with the double 3P events, so yeah, I'm tired.
Really tricky weather conditions first time round. How did it compare to this one?
Yeah, it was definitely the first day we had was very, very cold and very, very windy. It was really tricky wind, so that was a bit of a struggle in the elimination. The qualification was like the complete opposite. It was sunny and there was no wind at all, so that made it in some ways harder because you have to shoot more perfectly, I guess. And then yeah, the final for me wasn't the best. And then this time round, elimination qualification, it was nice and sunny, not too much wind, a little bit tricky sort of towards the end of both matches, but not quite so crazy as that first day.
Ladies